Carol is 63. She's a retired teacher. She is sharp as anyone I've ever met. And 2 months ago, she met a man online, a friendly voice in an investing forum. He was patient, funny, seemed to genuinely enjoy explaining the markets to her. And by month 2, he had a once-in-a-lifetime crypto platform to show her. Small deposit at first, then it grew. He was right there with her every step of the way, cheering her on. Let's go, Carol. She wired $40,000 before her son found out the withdrawal page was fake. And here's what Carol told me afterwards. And I want you to really hear this. She said the worst part wasn't the money. It was that for 2 months, she felt genuinely seen by someone. And then she found out the whole thing, every moment of it, every kind word was a script. Carol didn't lose that money because she was careless. She lost it because the scam was built piece by piece to defeat one specific question she never got around to asking. Today, we're going to give you all 5 of those questions, and we're going to show you the real dollar cost of skipping each one. Citizens, here's what your brain needs to know this week. No. Citizens, this is what your brain needs to know today, because this is serious. This is critical. This is crucial. Last year, 5 categories of fraud, the ones that we're about to name one by one, cost people over 60 in this country more than $6 billion. What? Let me say that again. Last year, 5 categories of fraud, the ones, each one we're going to name here one by one, they cost people over 60 in this country more than $6 billion. And look, I know a number that big can start to feel abstract. So I need to be clear. Every figure I'm about to give you comes straight, directly from the FBI. There's nothing estimated. There's nothing rounded up for effect. And here's the part almost nobody tells you. None of these categories are random. Each one is a bet against one specific letter of a 5-question test. And we call it the C.R.A.A.P test. That's right, C.R.A.A.P. But this one is spelled C.R.A.A.P. Now, I know it sounds funny, but this is a real test. It was built in 2004. I wish I could claim it, but it wasn't built by me. It was built by a librarian named Sarah Blakeslee. And today, letter by letter, we're going to show you exactly which bet each scam is making and how you can win it. Oh, and one more thing before we dive in. These numbers are already a year old, and AI is only making every one of these 5 scams harder to catch, not easier. So honestly, this conversation matters more today than it would have mattered 12 months ago. Now let's start with what happened to Carol. Her friend wasn't running a new scam. No, he was running one of the oldest tricks in the book. Build trust first, ask for money second. Wearing a crypto costume, so it feels brand new. And that right there is a currency problem. The C in C.R.A.A.P stands for currency. And the question is simple. Is this actually new, or is it just an old scam in new packaging? $3.5 billion in 1 year from people who asked, is this legitimate? But never asked, is this actually new? And notice something. I want you to notice something about how Carol's scam actually worked. It didn't start with a pitch. It started with 2 months of somebody just paying attention to her. That's not an accident. Loneliness makes your brain more vulnerable, and it also makes your bank account more vulnerable. The loneliness in your mind, in your body and your mind, and the loneliness or the vulnerability of your bank account, they go hand in hand at the same time. Which is why this isn't only a financial confidence story, it's a brain health story too. In the same $40,000. Now, here's the second one. Say you're mid-sale on a house and an email arrives from your title company with new wire instructions. It feels urgent, it feels official, it feels like it applies to you right now, this week. That's exactly the moment scammers are counting on. The R in C.R.A.A.P stands for relevance. And that means, does this actually match what's really happening in my life right now? Or is it just close enough to feel real? $568 million because a fake email happened to arrive at exactly the moment a real transaction was underway. Now, here's the one thing I need you to hear. The villain here isn't a company. It isn't one country, one call center, one generation of scammers. This is an entire criminal industry, and they've done the market research on human trust. They know letter by letter exactly which question you're most likely to forget to ask. Think of it like sitting down at a card table where the deck's already been stacked before you even walked in. You don't know which cards are marked, but they do. Every category we've named and the three we're about to name is a hand they've already played against somebody exactly like you, and they won. A bet that you'll skip currency, a bet that you'll skip relevance. They're not guessing, citizens. They're specializing. That's what a stacked deck actually means. Not bad luck, a rigged game run by people who've counted every card. You see, the industry never respected us. We were customers to them. Numbers on a spreadsheet. But we're building a nation. And in this nation, the citizens get the letter the industry hopes you'll skip. Now, let me tell you what we see when a door closes. We've walked in the client's home and found her shaking, phone in her hand, because a caller told her Social Security had suspended her number and law enforcement was on the way. She believed it, not because she was careless, but because the voice on the phone borrowed something it never earned. Authority. A is for authority. Are they really who they say they are? The government doesn't call. They don't call to threaten your benefits. And I've seen the other one too. A client who lit up every time her phone buzzed. An online friendship that filled her whole week up. Right up until the day the money went out the door and the friendship disappeared with the money. The second A is for accuracy. Can I find this person, this story, anywhere else independently? If the answer is no, that's not proof of anything except that you haven't checked yet. Isolation isn't just lonely, citizens. It's a door somebody else can walk through. And once they're in, they don't need to be clever. They just need you to stay quiet about it a little while longer. Now, before we finish the list, let's take a quick break. I want to give a word from the folks who make this show possible. A Touch of Love Home Care. We built our entire approach around one idea. Care shouldn't feel like a transaction. Too much of this industry treats families like an account number and caregivers like interchangeable shifts. A Touch of Love Home Care does the opposite. Every caregiver is trained, vetted, and matched like it's their own kitchen table on the line. Because for us, it is. It literally is. I want you to learn more at www.atouchoflovehomecare.com. Now, back to the list. Last letter. Say your computer throws up a pop-up. Your device is infected. Call this number immediately. And you call. A friendly voice offers to fix it. They just need remote access to your accounts first. P is for purpose. Why do they actually want this? A real tech company does not cold call you demanding remote access. The entire interaction is built backwards, dressed up as help, designed to take. Once they're in, they're not fixing anything. They're looking for what else is open on that screen. $1 billion. That's purpose unchecked. So here's your complete map, citizens. Let's run it one more time, fast. That's the whole deck, laid face up on the table. Currency, investment fraud, $3.5 billion. Relevance, business email compromise, $568 million. Authority, government impersonation, $413 million. Accuracy, romance scams, $584 million. Purpose, tech support scams, $1 billion. 5 letters, 5 categories, over $6 billion. every single one of it a bet against one specific question. And now you know exactly how the deck was stacked. Now, quick pause. If this is the type of truth that you came here for, I want you to hit the subscribe button, because every week we come back with one job: your brain, your money, your life. And we don't ask the industry for permission to tell you the truth. We don't need it. So subscribe and stay in the nation. Now, here's your charge for this week. And I don't want you to try to memorize all 5 letters at once. That's a recipe for giving up by Tuesday. Just pick one, just one. Maybe it's authority, because you get a lot of calls. Maybe it's accuracy, because you're active online. Run that one letter on one thing this week. That's the whole assignment. Now, one more thing about Carol. She didn't stop investing. She didn't stop trusting people either. And I hope she never does. She just added one question to the process. Is this actually current, or is it dressed up and old? That's it. That's the whole change. And it's enough. Here's my honest caveat, same as always. This isn't about becoming suspicious of everyone you meet. Carol's mistake wasn't trusting people. It's one of the best things about her. The goal isn't less trust. It's 5 specific pauses in 5 specific moments. And citizens, none of this is on you. $6 billion didn't happen because a lot of people got careless in the same year. It happened because an industry studies us for a living. That's on the system, not on you. The deck was never fair to begin with. It was stacked before any of us sat down. But now you've seen every marked card in it. And that changes what happens next time someone deals. Now, citizens, before you go, if something in this hour landed for you, I want you to hit subscribe. We've saved you a seat in the nation, and we'll be right here next week with the same job: your brain, your money, and your life. Because we don't age quietly, we age wealthily. Take care of your brain.